4 life problems that mean you could be experiencing a spiritual awakening. We are all different people leading different lives and facing different obstacles, but each of our journeys has one thing in common, and that's growth. And since growth is almost synonymous with change, and change is never easy, it's almost impossible to have one without the other. Because you're reading this, I think you've already had a taste for growth and change. You felt pain and emotional trauma, but you got over it and recovered, and you came out of it a much better person. Better means that you're well on your way to becoming who you are meant to be. If this happens to be a period of difficulty, it probably means that you're leaving behind your old self and the spiritual habits that are no longer useful to you. You awaken to a new self which doesn't want to be chained by the old. Don't fight the winds and don't swim against the tides. Let go and let the current carry you away. Here are 4 sometimes painful indicators of your growth and ascent. Number 1, a career change. Growth is funny in that what was good yesterday might not be so good years later. Maybe you've had the same job for 10 years, but suddenly you wake up one day and realize that not only is this job that you used to love starting to feel empty, but it's actually draining you. Career changes can be sudden and unexpected, or planned out and executed with tact. The fact remains that something is out of alignment and your transition will take place either by your hand or your employer's. But don't become fearful. These changes happen because better things are waiting for you just up ahead, so long as you give in to the universe. Number 2, friends disappear from the map. Friendship often thrives on commonalities. You have your friends because you like discussing the same things. You like doing similar activities, and you just seem to get along on a level that you don't with other people. But as you grow into your new self, these things can change, so you must be ready to acknowledge that sometimes friendships come to an end. It might be that you have a new perspective on life and no longer wish to discuss the same things or be part of the same activities. You'll undoubtedly feel resistance from your friends who may become angry at your newfound growth. The only thing you can do is be yourself and continue moving in a direction that is in alignment with your vibration. This will attract other friends who are more aligned with you, who are striving to become. Number 3, society doesn't approve of your spirituality. Spirituality in the modern era comes rife with stigma. The majority of people on this planet seem to think that spirituality is just a word used to describe hippie flower children who prefer organic foods, wear gemstones, and keep a dream journal. Becoming more spiritual and connected to your inner self will make you vulnerable in this sense. The best thing to do when confronted with negativity about your spirituality is to simply put it out of mind. It can be uncomfortable hearing people demean your spirituality at first, but eventually your understanding of the world helps you recognize that these people simply live in the dark. Project comfortability and confidence in your spirituality, and people will realize they cannot harm you. Number 4, loneliness kicks in. As you become more spiritual and begin to grow in new directions, it becomes more and more clear that certain parts of your journey must be traveled alone. If this loneliness is not something you can revel in, reach out to those in the spiritual community. Start going to a yoga class or maybe look for a meditative group. Put yourself out there and the universe will give back. Eventually, you'll find that your loneliness is gone because these new spiritual relationships are providing you with what you need. Another way to avoid feeling lonely is by practicing meditation. When you look inward, you begin to become comfortable just being alone in silence. With meditation, you may be alone, but you won't feel alone.